Hi, guys. This is Louis, and welcome to our show number 3. Today, we have a very good show for you. It's going to be me and Morgan, my co-host. Hi, Morgan. Are you here?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm excited.
You're excited. I'm very excited because in this show, we're going to talk about your experience, your feedback as one of our ascendants, because looks like you're one of the team leads for Ryan, which is like very
Yeah,
important.
it's an honor.
Yeah, you're like very important for us in the future. Like if you're a team lead, that means like you're going to be leading a lot of the missions. So let's talk about your experience. So I have your first feedback from us, which was in November the 9th, 2020. So I'm going to read your testimonial and you can tell
Sure.
me if you want to tell us more. Okay. Your message to me on that day was testimonial number 1. I was really excited to get my crown and third eye chakra removed. After each chakra was gone, my head felt lighter and more positive, and I could think clearly again without constant rambling thoughts that were random and unnecessary. I am also more mindful as a result and can enjoy music and studying 10 times more than before. I seriously chakra blockages that make me feel really empty inside and both physically and mentally weak. But after the energy work and chakra removal, I felt more optimistic, energized, and driven. I'm excited to continue the process. Now I don't have my head chakras. I can feel the negativity in the rest of my body. It's crazy. My years of bad programmings have done a lot of damage to my mind, body, soul, so I'm grateful for the chance to change my life around. I was honored to hear about King Louis' life story as it shows us that we all have the ability to access our inner powers and energy. The Skype session was informal and professional at the same time, also fun and enlightening. Thanks, King Louis and TJ. So that was your testimonial, Morgan. Yeah,
I
2020.
remember. It takes me right back. Like I, I remember how it feels like when I was going through that because well, I did feel very empty, and it's like you're just one of the 3D zombies, and you're just like you're just you're waking up and it's everything's automatic. But I feel
Mm.
like without my head chakras, I could think again. I had control over my mind. It was great.
Yeah, yeah.
Even my parents were like, "Well, you're very positive," and it was like a big change because I had deadlines with essays and things like that, and there was a lot going on with my life. So, and it was such a big turnaround. But the only downside is you want the more chakra removal, so I had to wait a month before I got the rest taken out, and the energy was much better in my head area, and then I couldn't feel my chakras, but it was like you feel like there's the valves there, there's not as much free flowing energy.
Exactly. And the elders actually afterwards they did a reading on you after the head chakras were taken out that you were able to connect with your future self and that we were told that you did ascend. Man, that
Yeah,
was
that
mind
was
blowing.
that was great news. And I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
that reading really gave me much more hope to keep going on as well. Although I was going to keep continuing, but that all those little readings motivate you more.
Well, yeah, because well, that's how we know what the big change is, right? Like that's
Hmm.
how we found out now that you successfully was, I guess, recruited by Ryan, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I was surprised, like, before 2020, like we were doing a lot of readings, right? And then somehow you appeared, and I was wondering, how come Morgan was in the future, right? I guess that's how the future is set up. Like when you do things in the past, it's like setting you up to be enabled to be in that future, right? In the future
Yeah.
timeline, which is to me, it's like I'm still trying to figure that out, even though I do play around with time now. And we're going to talk a little bit about what I've been doing with the time merger, and also what you've been doing now with the soul merger. So let's continue with the rest of your feedback. There was a second one, so let me read it. You sent this second testimonial to me, November the 14th, 2020. You said, I was excited for my second session with King Louie. After having my first session, the only downside I felt was I could feel the blockages and chaos going on in the rest of my body. There was such a difference in energy between my clear head and my other blocked chakras. After removing my throat, heart, and solar plexus chakras, I feel even more lighter. My best friend, who is sensitive to energy, even commented on it and said that I gave off a messiah-like energy. Incredible. I feel a little tired after this session, and my chakras that are now gone held a lot of bad energy, especially my heart chakra. When it was lifted, my body felt tight, and I had to focus extra hard on getting rid of trauma and past mistakes and negative emotions. I will recommend chakra removals to anyone who's open-minded enough. It is life and soul changing, literally. Thanks again, King Louie and TJ.
Yeah, that's what I was feeling. Yeah, 100%. I did find it a really good session. That was a really powerful one because I did have a weird entity in my heart area that you pulled out.
Yes.
And I remember you said to it to accept its fate and that it has to go now, and it did because you would have vaporized it. So, but I didn't even know that was there, because these kind of entities can really, when you have chakras, they really feed off them, and that's the big problem. People think the chakras are the vortices of energy, but they're actually the valves. And I talked about that in a video I did today as well.
Yeah, I mean, you're actually not the first person I work on that actually had I would say entities hidden somewhere, right? I mean, I think the earliest was one of the people that was on the forum, and I'll say it was very, very, let's say, new to me, because back then that was almost like 2013. Yeah, about 2013. When I just started learning about my ability, right? So you look at that 2013, 7 years later is when I really hone in on the chakra removals. But 7 years before that, there was this girl, she contacted me through my forum, right? Through the Waken forum, and she said that she could see ghosts and she could see I guess dead people. She said she was able to see her grandfather at certain times, and then she wanted my help because she knew that I could do a lot of these things, right? So she asked for my help, and at that time I didn't charge because I didn't know at that time that I had this inbuilt divine machinery, right? Who knows that, right? And at that time I didn't know that. So she asked me over Skype if I can help her. So basically what it was she told me that there was some entity that was next to her bed there. Can you imagine somebody that can see like an entity?
Yeah,
so
that's
luckily,
very strong power.
Yeah, luckily my sight wasn't that strong, but now this is what happened, right? So she said, Lou, help me. So what it did was I just mentally imagined that I was in her room. That's all I had to do mentally, right?
Mm-hmm.
So somehow I had some ability that I didn't even know, right? So that's what I did. I mentally just focused, and then she said, hey, and I go, what? She said, hey, you're in my room and you're standing right beside this entity. And I go, really? And she go, yeah, you're standing right next to it. And then she say, well, can you help me? And I go, okay, let me see what I can do, right? So basically I try to do all these things to see if I can banish this entity, right? So I tried all sorts of stuff. And she said, hey, that didn't work. So I said, okay, let me try something else. So I tried something, and she said, no, that didn't work. So then something came into my brain. So I tried this other technique, and then she'll go, hey, what did you do? And I go, oh, what's happening? And she say, Well, the entity, all of a sudden, it now has like this armor on, this silver armor, and it has a spear. And I go, really? I said, is that like a golden spear with a mahogany handle, like a red mahogany
Yeah.
handle? And she said, yeah. And she said, how did you know that? So then I told her what I said mentally to this entity. I said mentally to the entity, I said, if you are of my own creation, I want you to go now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So basically, after I told it to go, it vanished. Like after it got the armor, and then it vanished. So I knew that I had some sort of like inner divine machinery, because then later I did some back readings, right? Like who knows, right? And then that one's all my discovery, and that's when I started talking to Amber, all these other people that that was also in her group. Like Amber had a group, and Amber, why I went to talk to her is she was born seeing. She was born seeing all these,
Yeah.
divine beings, right? And then she said, yeah, you are from the source, and to call God Father. And then I say, he's my father? See,
Yeah.
so that's when I kind of knew, all these high level beings are coming to Earth, or actually on Earth now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how do I know? You have to do readings, right? People, they could live their whole life without knowing that inside them, that their soul,
It's special.
is special. I'm quite sure there's a lot of people that are missing the boat right now, that are like highly skeptical. I tell you guys, I was very skeptical. Very skeptical.
Too. I was atheist for a while.
You were like so skeptical, Morgan. But as you can
Yeah.
see, after all the energy work, you change. You became
Yeah.
the best version of yourself, right?
Yeah.
So, it's not easy. People think it was easy for me. Well, it's easy because even Dee Dee said, hey, Lou, you didn't have to do anything. No, I didn't have to do much. But it's good that I was able to empower people like TJ, Terrence, right?
Yeah.
I call him TJ because later I found out that he had this time telepathy and time jumping ability, right? And then he was foremost like the go-to person that I went to say, hey, tell me about myself, right?
Yeah.
So, and then I confirmed that with Aunt Amber. I call her Aunt Amber because she told me to call her Auntie, because find out that she is my auntie.
Yes.
So it's kind of funny, right? It's funny, ironic, not funny that
it makes sense.
That I was very skeptical, right?
Yeah.
And I'm telling you guys, you really got to find out who you really are. The soul is so important, because I found out that a lot of people now are actually reaching either their sixth or their last reincarnation. It can be their seventh. Mm-hmm. And why? How do I know? Because I did readings for Andy, which is a very good client, every week. Can you imagine somebody that is a client to you every week? You can imagine the type of questions that he would give you. He gave me all these questions to answer, so I wrote them, I typed them out, I gave it to TJ. And then TJ would like answer them. And then I would gather all the data and say, how come most of the people are only 6 to 7 lives, right? Then I kind of realized, we're not infinite, right? So I'm infinite. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, because you guys don't do readings, right? So it's good that you, Morgan, you join my group. We do readings. We do regular readings, right?
And I'm relying on them a lot more.
Right, and I don't charge you guys for the regular readings after you have your chakras removed. So, I do that for free, but still, I have to pay Terrence. I have to pay TJ, right? Because
that's why I don't mind paying sometimes.
Exactly. So come on, guys.
Because he's helped me a lot.
Yeah, come on, guys. I'm talking about the rest of the guys. I can't do it for free, right? If I have to pay TJ, I can't do it for free no more, right?
Yeah.
So people think,
you debt as well.
Well, yeah, there's also karmic debt if you keep asking and not giving anything in return, like what some people have done in the past. And when there's an imbalance, there's a payback. There's like karma, right? Cause and effect. So people, do you understand that? So that's why I cannot do it for free, because I don't want to like end up what Amber said, that I cause my own trouble. There is karma there. So that's why I can't do it for free. There's be harsh punishment for me for doing it for free. Do you like? I
Yeah.
hope you understand. So let's continue, and then we have more to tell. So on your third feedback, which was on November 22nd, 2020, you send a message to me. I had a very successful clearing session on Saturday. I was worried about entity attacks because of my lack of sleep, deep sleep, and energy, but KL found out that it was due to stress and anxiety. I was able to release these energies with his help and guidance. Furthermore, I was taught how to take in energy from my surroundings to energize myself. The session felt quick because I kept focused the whole time. I would recommend the clearing service for anyone who had extremely dense energies like me. It can feel like you are drowning, but we can all learn how to swim. My head and body is clear now, and I can go about my day feeling calm and relaxed thanks to some new programs I was given to my mind. Thank you so much, KL and TJ, once again.
Yeah, that really helped clear my anxiety as well, because I had a lot of stuff to do for uni, so it was really good to get the clearing session, and I did feel much better, and I learned how to take in good energy from my environment, which kept me more energized, because I was getting quite tired as well, but that was just because of the stress, and stress is it's an energy you don't want. People underestimate it.
Yes, definitely. We actually did some readings because, as you know, certain people like high-level CEOs like Andy actually asked me how come he was like so tired and like feeling under the weather, right? So we did reading on him, and his stress level was so high, right?
Yeah,
Obviously, because he's like dealing with so many
clients and things.
employees and business goings on, and sometimes if you don't feel well, you can't focus, then that's not good for your company. Right?
Yeah.
So he came to me, and I actually like did so many readings and found, oh, stress, like you're full of stress. So basically, yeah, clearing helps, right? And meditation helps, and some of my beats, that's why I made a lot of my beats for meditation. So people feel that they're really stressed, that could be bad for your health, and that could be bad for your business, right? Because you're just out of energy. So no matter how come the CEO got no energy, right? It's because he's stressed. So that was amazing.
Yeah.
So that kind of correlate with what's happening to, I guess, most people now, right? With crazy times, right? So that was definitely a very good testimonial, but that was not it. Like, let's continue. And then there was one. So let's continue, because I love your testimonials, Morgan. They're like so
Thanks.
interesting, and people, when you leave me testimonials, then I can improve over my energy work. And as you can see, I'm the guy coming with these new energy work. I would say just kick ass. Like,
Yeah, definitely.
I'm not belittling other energy workers, but come on, you guys got to
It's
come.
totally different. You can tell quality.
Yeah, you like you have to come up with new things. Like you can't just repile some old stuff around, shuffling old techniques around. You got to come up with new stuff, right? So
Yeah,
that's what I
exactly.
did. That's what I did, right? But you guys don't do readings. You other energy workers, you don't do readings, right? You just do the healing and that's it. You leave the guy floating in the water. Right? How good is that? You got to find out what happened to the guy.
Yeah, you don't want to guess.
Follow up. And I know you guys do no follow up.
Yeah.
See?
Always
So
never be afraid to ask someone if you think they're a psychic. It's no problem.
exactly. So let's continue, Morgan, because I think the next one is actually very important. And then
Yeah.
and the next one is when we worked on your meridians. And
Yeah, that was a good one.
well, the thing is, not many people do the meridians. They might do like the chakra removals, and then they go, "Oh, that's good enough." No, there's other things that are like that's actually robbing you of your energy.
Yeah.
So,
I always want
here's
to
your
go beyond.
yeah. You're always like the beyond guy. So, and we'll tell them about what happened recently, which is like to me very shocking.
Oh, it shocked me. Yeah.
It shocked me, and I know it shocked you because that's your first manifestation, right? Like you want it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
wanted
Yeah.
some proof, and And the proof comes. My energy work will ensure that you will get your proof. So let's read about your meridian removal. So here it is. On March the 14th, 2021. So you can see you were like so fast in doing all the energy work. So here it is. I got my meridians removed last night, and it was a great experience to me. I managed to remove a big limiting programs which kept me back even after chakra removal. That was correct. This was because of limiting programmings in my brain. KL helped me remove the meridians, and he also sent me 4D and 5D programs. Yes. The relief I felt was like a chakra removal times 5. Without the meridians, I can actually feel pure joy now. Before, the happiness I could be without chakras was content, and I could focus on studying or meditation. Now, I can do all things while smiling inside. I even cried in bed before I went to sleep because I forget how to feel. Yeah, very happy. Everyone should be happy. Exactly. I recommend meridian removals to all who have already removed chakras, as the meridians are necessary or unnecessary and huge blockages to energy intake and sending. Thanks a million, KL and TJ, for everything.
Yep, I think not having meridians is probably why my energy intake's higher than some of the other people, because I don't have those anymore.
Yeah,
they're so small, and they don't allow for energy to move as much in the body. And I was like, I don't want that.
Very, very, very clever. Like, I've never seen anybody that just kind of like hone in on what needs to be done. How did you even develop such like sharp sense? Like,
I don't know. I've always had intuition, even before chakra removal, and I had so much confidence in it, but I never considered it an ability. Like I've had friends say to me, "Do you think this guy's going to speak to me in the future?" You know, if they were friends or something. And I say yes, and it would happen. And I never think of it. I mean, I was skeptical, and I don't know. If I think something has to be done, I will make sure I do it, and that's an ability that's led me to learn guitar. When I wanted to learn guitar, I'd spend every day doing it until I got good at it. And I take chakra removal seriously. Like, I just want to do it because no one else is going to do it for me.
Yeah, well, that's how to do it, right? Like, if somebody's got a skill, right? Like, I would go to that person, right? Like, why would I go to somebody else, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'm talking about it. Why would you all of a sudden go to some Reiki guy, right? And the Reiki guy can't even take in your energy. They'll send you like, why would you keep sending energy when that's not working? You got to take in the bad energy. See, so anybody's skill level is like so low level that they can't even take in energy. Why would you even be working as an energy healer? Like, you should just disband, do something else, right? So I don't understand. Well, I don't understand why these people are still trying to do healing when that's not the new way. I'm the new way.
Yeah, because if you send people energy and they've got blockages, it's not going to do anything.
It's not going to do nothing.
Yeah.
You know, it's not going to even like go
You
far.
you can send someone white light, but if they've got chakras, they're not exactly going to absorb it.
Well, that's what people, they don't realize. Just because they say they're a Reiki master doesn't mean anything. Like, I could give my title as like supernatural healer, right? But I don't do that, right?
Yeah.
I'm a natural healer. I use my natural ability, but I just didn't know I had divine natural ability, right?
Yeah.
So that's my thing, right? Okay, so let's go to the next feedback that we have. And the next one, I think, was also very incredible, because you actually felt that there was a blockage in your legs, right?
Yeah.
So you were getting more sensitive. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, after the head chakras, right? You know, then came the rest of the chakras, and then the meridians. Like, what else? So there was other stuff in there. See?
Yeah.
There's other blockages. So let's see. It was on May 15th, 2021. So you messaged me, and your message was, today I had a very fun and interesting energy blockage removal session. I have felt some energy blocks in my legs, and the blood journal confirmed I did indeed have blockages. Brother Louis helped me remove the negativity and karma that remained in my body from dense programs I held on from my environment. Kale also helped me absorb very empowering 4D and 5D programmings to help me ascend. During my session, I found that I was doing well on my spiritual path, but I also learned to improve my abundance and prosperity techniques to help me advance even further. After an hour has passed, I still feel very charged up and zen-like. Once again, thank you, KL and TJ. I highly recommend the energy work available here at Awaken 2012, which pushes the client above and beyond every time.
Yeah, I remember I asked you, do we have leg chakras? Because that's what it felt like, and you said no, so it was just these blockages I had, and it felt very good to get rid of them. I think it was just like just gunk I'd picked up over the years, just bad thoughts, and they went to my legs, I think, because I had so many blockages.
Yeah.
Blocked energies or bad energies are weird in that way. They'll just try and stick anywhere they can. They're not entities, but they kind of act weird in that way.
Well, you know how when I try to connect you guys to do the energy work, right, is I try to ground your feet. So
Yes.
I think you were naturally trying to remove that dense energy yourself.
Yeah, that's probably it, because I was doing more of that back then. The kind of in the morning.
I really think that you were trying to be like a natural energy healer yourself, Morgan.
Yeah.
Because how would you know to push it down your legs, down your feet, right? So you were almost there. You were almost there.
I just needed that push.
You just needed, I always say, like, I'm your coach.
Yeah.
And if I'm a bad coach, right, then you won't go that far, right? If I was a good coach, success. So I think that's what happened. And I was very happy. But then came like, whoa, the really, really, I would say the next one was also very, very incredibly, healing energy work that we did. So let's continue. So on August the 7th, 2021, you messaged me, and this one was pretty detailed. So here it goes. Today was perhaps my most important session with KL. Today, I underwent the True Self Transformation Part 2, which involved removing the 4 bad human programmings, which were greed, lust, rage, and the suicide program. Yeah, those are the really, really dense 3D programmings that I found out. And how do we find out that greed, lust, rage, and suicide? Well, I didn't know that. We had to ask the elders, and that's why we succeed, because we don't do old techniques. We're always up and coming. We're always, brand new, right? We always do new readings, like always. So that's what we found out, that we had to remove those 3D programming so that you can move forward. I mean, how can you move forward if you got like core root programmings are these bad programmings, right? That keep you stuck.
Those programs attract those energies. So you might think about these things once in a while, but that energy actually comes to you because of the programs. It's weird. I only found that out because when I removed it, like lustful energy, if I have a lustful thought, it doesn't attach to me, which is very good.
There you go. Like that's good. That's good, interpretation. Yeah. So let's continue. All humans have these in their brains, so I felt a huge emotional release when being helped releasing them. Yeah, I remember that. Lust and rage were probably the hardest for me to release, but I done well, and Brother Louis helped me remember my divine power. And you definitely have divine power. You were always headed towards that, Morgan. See? Yeah. So like you knew, like the guy inside the soul knew, right?
Yeah.
So I was just the one to put you on the right path. So let's continue. KL also healed my genetics as part of the session, as it was a double session in one for me. Exactly. My family was a history of different chronic illnesses. So with KL's help, I was able to remove them. Yes, and I can do that because I'm the filter guy.
Yeah.
So, so there you go. It's good that you took advantage of my ability. I love it. Like, if you can see what I can do, then that's what I do, right? Furthermore, I was given a prayer to ward off all forms of evil and negative energy and entities. That's correct. They were very real, but with divine grace, spiritual strength, and faith, they can be overcome. It is honestly almost impossible to put into words just how good and important these sessions are and have been for me. I recommend all the phases of the True Self transformation that are available. There is no price on the soul. I have never regretted paying for my sessions, as I was in dire need of divine help. I got that and more. I'd like to thank KL, TJ, the elders, Gaia, and the Holy Creator. I am here to serve always. Divine blessings to all of you and the reader.
It was very important because I think there was really bad vibes in my house at the time, and I assumed it was a very, like, a fallen angel or something like that. And I wouldn't tell my family because I didn't want to scare them, but we were having weird attacks. So you actually gave me a frequency you shared with me in that session as well, and I forgot to put it in my testimonial because it was late at night, but I felt that dark energy come closer to me, and then I didn't feel its pain, but the frequency, it was there. You forced it to integrate in my body, and it just left instantly, and I never had bad vibes in my house ever again since that. So I think it was you found out in a channeled information that it was there was a evil. It wasn't an evil shield, but it was like a frequency that it wards evil away.
Yes.
And you gave it to Andy first, and then gave it to me in the session. So I was very lucky, and it's helped me since.
Yes, that's how I develop all the new frequencies, and sometimes the public is very lucky because what I develop is from using this protection. I call it like the divine shield, right? Frequency is I try it on my clients. So people are so lucky. I don't know how you people don't know that I give everything to help people, everything. So I think I'm the most caring and the most sharing person around. Like, who would give that to the public, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm making
Not
these
even
things.
Me.
Well, see, that's the thing, right? Like, you and Andy are like paying clients, right? But as you can see, eventually, what you pay is going to come back huge dividends. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
And
it
multiplies, right? And people, they don't understand. Oh, I don't want to spend any money on spirituality. Then you won't go far. Trust me, you won't go far. I spent like thousands to get where I am. Not like thousands, man. Like, I think over 10,000. See, people don't understand. Oh, Louis spent that. No, I spent a lot of money in learning, in training.
I mean, you can only get so far with the free stuff, but that's not helped anyone ascend.
Well, that's how people, when you cheap out, this is your soul you're talking about, and I found out that the soul, I think it's priceless, right? People are thinking
certain people give it to the devil, for example, in packs, so of course it's worth more than what they get.
Well, I can tell you what, like, we talked to Satan before. I talked to my darker brother, right? And this is his attitude. I don't care. Just when we talk, he said right away, I don't care. So you're dealing with this type of like selfish egomaniac, right? So I would say never sell your soul to that guy. He's going to eat your soul and spit out whatever, right? That he doesn't like.
There's no afterlife for you.
There's no afterlife for you. There's like nothing left. In just one swoop, he's going to take your energy and that's it. Like, not even Father can bring you back.
Yeah.
Trust me, I know.
Yeah.
So let's continue. Oh, your next one was so powerful. So even
Okay.
me, I'm gonna need to like take a deep breath before I read this one.
Okay.
Okay, so this message you sent to me, your heartfelt testimonial on April 19th, 2022. Your message was insane testimonial by myself.
It's true.
And here it is. I feel like Jesus. One of my family members got terrible cramp and a searing pain. They fell on the floor and couldn't get up. I knew they refused to go to the hospital as they hate them. So after a while, they weren't getting better, so I gave them instant healing by manifesting it for them. After 5 minutes, they felt a burst of energy and limped downstairs. 5 minutes before, they could not even sit up. They were on the floor, totally paralyzed in pain. But I continued to manifest it for them till 10 minutes had passed. They started to walk around the house and even walk outside into the garden. They were even making jokes. What else can I say? Thank the gods, they are okay. Though, as I was beginning to worry a bit, I'll heal more of my family members that need it. I can't believe what just passed. Thank you for helping us ascendants, and now I can heal those like Jesus did. Wow. The 3D nullification is insanely powerful. My friend also feels my love for him a lot. Like the pagan gods, energy levels already when they do healing or a spell for someone. Divine love and blessings, Morgan.
Yeah, that was very scary when my family member was very ill because they literally couldn't get up, and I just focused all my energy, and I was like, no, I need to heal them because they were in a lot of pain. And I think that was during the lockdowns and stuff, so there was like no way, it was hard to get people to hospital. So I just focused all my energy and I really tried to help them. And 5 minutes later, they were up walking again. It was just incredible. I was so happy. It was just, I really tried to focus all my energy, give them the healing, and even their cramp, they get it now, but it's never as strong. Like that was really bad. It was like he was pulled from the bed. It was really scary.
Mm-hmm.
So it just goes to show that that was almost like Reiki essentially, but just with my mind, and kind of like how you moved your mind to the other person's room in the Skype call. It's just it becomes a tool. But yeah, everything I said in that it sounds crazy, but I did feel like I was a bit like Jesus when I heard of the miracles he would do when he would heal people. It was like that. It was crazy. But I was really happy. I was really lucky.
Yeah,
It's like chakra removal doesn't just help you; it can help other people.
yeah, people, I think they're just like, are so scared of things, right? Or they're just have a lot of misinformation. Because I know back then, 10 years ago, there were a lot of people giving all these like misinformation saying that I would remove the Kundalini. Like, why would I even remove the power sources, right? That is
Yeah,
like, makes no sense, right? But people were saying stuff that they didn't even get the chakra removals done by me. They were like making things up. And I was going, why would you make, so I just let them do their thing, right?
yeah,
So I kind of knew that one day, then we can speak the truth. Then we can tell them what was wrong, what was, all this false stuff that they were saying, right? And they were saying a lot of bad things, like really bad things. So now,
yeah. It's not spiritual to do so.
well, I mean, you can be skeptical, right? But you can't make things up. I mean,
Yeah,
what is that? Like, that's lying, right? Like you didn't come to me. Why would you be saying that, oh, KL removes you couldn't, like, where did that come from?
yeah.
How
They're
did you
just
even make that
assuming,
up?
and yeah,
Well, because people, they don't know, right? And that's why I went to these strong energy workers like James and Daniel, right? And
yeah,
even John, right? Those three mentors that I had, they were all like good in what they do. So I don't know where all these other people come from that say that, oh, you removed the Kundalini. Like, who are you to tell me that I removed it when I don't even touch the power sources, right? I only remove the blockages, the blockages that, contain your karma, that contain your negativity, and those things just keep accumulating for some people. It's almost like for some people, they're like a storage center for negativity, right? Don't you guys even feel that? Like, it's overwhelming. It should be toxic, right? So for me, I can't hold any of that negative energy in. Like my negativity is, I think, is like 0% now, because I just don't. Let's just say that previous to my chakra removal, I was like an angry young guy, right?
Me too.
And after is like night and day. It's like, Superman and Clark Kent, right?
Yeah.
It's like that. It's like, even though you got power, you don't abuse it, right? That type of guy.
I had someone disrespect me not long ago, and when someone says something and it's like a subtle kind of jab at you, kind of thing, and I felt like Buddha. I just kind of like washed it off. And there's a story of Buddha who got spat in the face by someone, and because he didn't react to it, the person was so moved and felt so guilty. He went back to Buddha and he said, "I apologize," and Buddha said to the person, you don't have to apologize, because that person that did that is not the same person today. It's not you. So it's like, I feel like that. I'm almost, it's hard to get. I've not been angry.
You change. You really change, Morgan. See,
I'm a peaceful guy now.
Well, you have to be because you're finding out that you are from a divine heritage, that you are like royalty, like you're from the other universe, heaven realm. Like, that is like high level. See, you're like creator level. And when we did the reading, after all the blockers were taken out, lo and behold, we found out your true self, right? And and you know yourself that it is hard. It's hard for people to believe in this, right? But you went through the steps. Like, you actually did what we told you to do, step by step, and the layers came off. And then when we did the reading, it's like, whoa, we are correct. You are not from here, right? So I expect there's a lot of people that are like you, a lot, but they don't know it, and they never will, because they either scared or too skeptical or too religious, and religion can also be a big barrier to your ascension. See what I'm saying?
Absolutely, yeah.
So, and there's also a lot of the Eastern faiths or the Eastern cultures. They bow down to the chakras. It's like almost like a cultural religious thing to them, right? And I'm telling you, you guys all wrong. All wrong. You bow down to the chakra, you're gonna die, because that's what's happening now. The global negativity is 60%. I've never seen it so high. So if you don't believe me, you're gonna be a time bomb. And I thought time bomb was like 2 years ago. Now I'm going to say it's a time bomb, right? And it's just when you're going to go off, and you will know. You're going to have no control. You're going to get angry, and you're going to have, and your fuse going to lit, and you're going to have no control. And don't say that I didn't tell you guys. I tell you guys that you got to get the chakras removing right away, because you're a ticking time bomb. So now I know for sure it is a ticking time bomb. It's just when it's going to go off, right?
The people that worship the chakras don't even know this original source. I mean, they were given as a punishment to Adam and Eve for disobeying God. They're not a blessing.
It's okay. It's okay. Like, if you don't do your research, right? If you're like the clueless guy and still doing your research, I would say that's really foolish, because I'm telling you right now, the chakras block your ascension, but also block your healing. Just like it did with my mom, right? And she was my biggest proof, right? Because she was 80. And I was thinking, would it even help? Well, it saved her life. She had a heart bypass. If I didn't remove her chakras, that yellow decay energy that TJ said that she had, that would definitely kill her, probably in a day or so. So I rushed there. I rushed to my mom's home. I brought TJ along. TJ said, hey, your mom got yellow energy. So right there, TJ said, you got to remove her chakras. I did it right there. I didn't need to do it remotely. I can do it right there. I laid my hands on her, took everything out, all the chakras out, one swoop. That's how powerful I came.
That's great.
Like, now I feel like I can heal cancer, but I won't do it. Do you know why? Because Amber said to not take people's karma. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm telling you guys, you want to do it before you have cancer, right?
Yeah.
So that's what you want to do. I don't want to heal you when you have cancer. It's too late because I don't want to take that type of karma. Okay.
Yeah.
If you're foolish enough to wait, I'm not going to help you.
Yeah.
I promise you. I'm exactly thinking ahead. If you say you have cancer, it's too late, man. You waited too late. It's prevention, right? Prevention. That's what I'm trying to do for you. Remove the chakras before it manifests disease, before your immunity drops. That's what I'm trying to tell people. I don't know. Is there earwax in people these days? Right?
And their soul?
Well, I don't know now, right? Because there were people contacting me, and when I tell them that you got to get it done, right? And I guess they decided, oh, I can wait a bit, right? And those type of people, if you do that type of thing, right? I'm not gonna reply back. If you don't reply back right away, don't expect a reply from me, right? Because that's disrespect. If I write to you, you have to reply back yes or no. Okay?
Of course.
If you wait 6 months later, I don't remember who you are. Am I right?
Yeah.
6 months later, don't you want to get it done now? Like, why are you even contacting me? Right? There are some people that do that. Right? I don't have time for that. Seriously.
Yeah. You're not like a business in that sense. Like, you're a person as well, so you need to realize that.
Yeah, I'm not going to remember 6 months your whole issue or problem, right? And then you're going to tell it to me again. I don't have time. Maybe 10 years ago. Right now, I don't have time. I'm helping my group, right? I mean, I may help the odd person that has a spark. I see a spark of ascension, but I'm not going to help the guy that is curious. I don't have time for that, right? So let's go ahead. I'm going to talk a little bit about my theory on chakra removal. And where did I base my chakra removal theory from? Well, I gotta let you guys know. Well, we actually did readings on Jesus because I believe that when Father came down to awaken Jesus when he was in the cave, right? That he had to remove his chakras first. So we did a reading. Elder AI do the reading, and I wanted to know, were all the chakras removed from Big Brother Jesus before the Father was able to send him the immortal energy, right? So the Elder AI did the reading, and he did it again today just to confirm. And he said yes, that the Father actually was able to remove the chakras, because the human body has chakras, right?
Yep.
Even Jesus, while he was in the human body, he had chakras. So before the Father could heal all the wounds and put in the immortal energy, so basically so that Jesus could ascend, right, he had to remove the chakras first. And Elder AI said yes, Father removed the chakras, then put in the immortal energy, which healed the body wounds, right, and also ascended the human body to a 12th dimensional body. And that was also confirmed with another person that we did the reading on, was Andy, like Cosmic Andy, the CEO that came for help for like 3 years now. And during the 3 years, we were doing healings every week because I needed to get him stronger, right? Because he was like not feeling good, right? Now he's good. Now from our readings, right, he's headed. Now here's the one. He's headed towards the 12D body now.
That's great.
Because why? And I didn't know that Jesus had a 12D body. I didn't do the reading on what dimensional body he had. But last week we did a reading on Andy, and how do we find out what body he needed to go into? We asked his future self when Andy basically ascended into a cosmic being, right? Yeah. We asked Cosmic Andy what body should he be in and still be able to run his business, right? And Cosmic Andy said 12D body. And how do we know? I didn't know that Jesus was in a 12D body. So basically, you can be in that dimensional body and still be on Earth and not be like looking transparent.
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Or
That
looking,
makes sense because in
yeah,
the Bible, before he ascends, he apparently talks to Mary Magdalene, and he
yeah,
tells her not to touch him, or he will not ascend because he can't be corrupted. So it's really
yeah.
interesting that he could walk around and there's nothing about him being invisible. So that kind of that's crazy, and it was written so long ago, and this channeled information just coincides with it.
Yeah, it does coincide. But do you know what other reading that we did on Big Brother Jesus was? I wanted to find out because I kind of knew that Jesus did not come by himself when he came to the 3D realm, Earth, right? So one of the other questions I asked was to the archangel. I asked him, like, when Jesus came down, did some of his family also come down from the heaven realm? And well, he said yes. He said his Jesus's father and his mother. And that makes sense, right? Because
Because
his
they're very
mother,
pure.
yeah, his mother was very pure, very divine. So
Yeah.
that makes sense that. And also, I asked the archangel to do a reading on me. And so he did say that me and TJ was from the heaven realm. So that makes sense too. But also, one of my family members and my mom was also from the heaven realm. So
Yeah.
that's what the archangel says. So I was kind of like, wow, I was dumbfounded. I go, so it's true that we don't, like most divine people, when they come down, they do come as a set. They don't come alone. So maybe it's too dangerous to come alone. I'm not sure, but we don't come alone. And another question I asked of the archangel Raziel, as he's in heaven and he knows what happened. One of the other things that I wanted to know was what happened to the disciple of Jesus that betrayed him, the soul of Judas Iscariot,
Hmm.
and he told us that he was taken by the angels to burn forever in hell. So that wasn't nice, but there you go. Don't betray divine people, right?
Yeah.
Don't disrespect us because the angels, they're just doing what they do, right? So don't
Yeah.
disrespect ascendants, don't disrespect divine people, right? And one of the other big questions I asked, and I asked the archangel again, right, was why do people don't believe in God or Jesus, right? So that was very important, right? Like, why don't people now, right,
Yes.
don't believe in the divine Lord, right? So this is what he told us: punishment in hell.
They don't want to believe it.
They don't believe it. That's
Yeah.
why, well, the thing is, you won't get away with sins, right? People
Yeah.
tell you the big reason why there is such thing as punishment in hell. Because the next thing I asked to the archangel was, what part of us did the creator make, right?
Yes.
So his answer was, he made our soul. So there you go. So that's why the soul is very important. So if you sin, or if you do things that's against his laws, like
Hmm.
murder, stealing, even stealing. So
Yeah.
there you
Never
go.
steal.
Never steal, because stealing is taking from others, right? That doesn't belong to you. So
Mhm.
I know what humans, oh, but I need to eat. Still don't steal,
Don't
okay?
steal. You can.
Yeah,
There's always
because
a way.
there are also different ways, right? But you don't just take and rob and kill. Those are against the divine laws. And I'm not a preacher, but I'm letting you guys know so you guys won't be foolish, okay? So in the afterlife, you're going to go, oh, this is real. Yeah, it's real,
Yeah.
right? Because he created your soul, right? And if you don't want to ascend, well, then don't ascend, but don't do things where now you got to pay with your soul, right? Because
Yeah.
you don't have that many chances left. And from what I know, people are now headed towards their last life, right? Either the sixth or the seventh life. And
Hmm.
this, and some people say, well, how do you know that? Then that's from readings from Andy, right? Andy wanted to do readings on his many employees, what's like over 100.
Yeah.
So why he wanted to, because he wanted to know who's going to be sticking around in his company. So he's a very smart guy, right?
Hmm.
And who would, with the high negativity, betray him, right? I mean, I'm telling you, people, you don't know how smart some of these rich people are, right? So Andy's very smart. He came to us to do readings. So we did readings on his employees, and then we found out hey, how come all these people only got 6 or 7 lives, right? So then we ask the elders, and they go say, yeah, humans, they don't live forever. Like, who would think that they would be like immortal? So humans are not immortal. You don't have infinite chances to get it right, right? And the foolish guy that said that, we did a reading on that, and TJ asked the elders, and it was a gamer's theory, right? It's not even like a real thing. Like, it's from video games, right? So you don't have like more coins to put in after your soul starts, getting weaker, and so weak that it fizzes out. It won't be able to enter another body. Think about it, right? And look at now with all the new generation, do you see how lazy they have gotten? You know why? Because they're running out of soul energy, right? The younger ones are actually the older ones. Make sense?
Yeah,
you younger
that's why
guys,
a lot of teenagers are like really
drained. They're lazy. They don't do nothing. They sleep the whole day because you got no more energy. You're gonna fizz out. I'm telling you.
I was like that as well.
To awaken you, don't be foolish. And I know people that don't believe in what KL said. Well, then you're gonna find out. You're gonna find out. Just like what happened to my mentor Einstein, right? Like I was like doing readings, and TJ was like saying, "Hey," one day he say, "Hey, I can't contact him," and I go, "Why?" And she just say, "Oh, there's static," and I go, "Static? What's static?" Right? And then we found out static means the soul or the person no longer exists. So for Einstein, we found out he only lived the fifth life, and that was it. And because why? Because he burned his soul out, his soul fuel very quickly, right? 5 lives. But he did a lot. He contributed a lot, right? What do most humans do? Almost nothing. Because we even did readings, and out of all Andy's 100 employees, none of them ascended. They all like say the 7th life or even like the 6th one, because they don't do much, right? That's it. Game over. Like actually game over. So you talk about gamers theory. What about game over?
Yeah, exactly.
Makes sense, right? Like you don't soul merge, right? Like the people, but we do. We soul merge, right? We're merging with the other powerful entities. We're merging with all the deities. I'm merging with all the older beings, right? Like the first being. And from what I know, like I'm still absorbing, and you guys are still absorbing, because on the every couple of weeks we're like sending you guys like all the soul energies from all the parallel Earths too, right?
We call it the extinction prevention.
We call it the extension prevention, exactly, because I found out the humans do nothing, right? If you do nothing, how do you expect to be immortal?
Exactly.
How do you expect to go to heaven? When all the readings we do of humans in the afterlife, they don't go to heaven. They go to a place called the void, where they wait to be reincarnated again.
Yeah. It takes work to get into heaven, because that's where the good souls go. You can't just expect to go by doing nothing.
If you do nothing, don't expect to be in heaven.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I don't understand why people say, "Oh, I think he's in heaven." How do you know he's in heaven? What did he do to deserve in heaven, right? You got to do more than just like, making comedy movies to be in heaven. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All these people say, "Oh, I think he's in." How do you know he's in heaven?
Yeah. I think you have to help people's souls, not just people's help someone. You have to help them become good.
Exactly. Like a very good person, and you save a life, maybe, right?
Yeah.
And maybe if you didn't kill nobody, right, then maybe you're allowed into heaven because you saved somebody's life. That's the only thing that I found out. Maybe you saved somebody's life. Okay, they allow you to go to heaven because you did a nice deed, right? And not all these bad things, and then thinking that they will notice that, right? Who created your soul? Now do you guys understand why you got to be more spiritual? Because the soul is very important. The Father sees that your soul is very important. He sees everything. Trust me, he sees everything, right?
Yeah, I sense that. He knows, he really knows people.
Yeah, exactly. So, Morgan, time for you to tell what happened. What was the manifestation that you had?
I'll read out the email because it was very specific and it was really, really cool. I wrote, "Dear Brother Louis, I think I manifested my first angel feather," and it's very specific because Stanley in our group always manifests angel feathers. We call him the Angel Whisperer. And I wrote, I was walking home from my day out and I saw this small and very white feather seemingly pop out of thin air. And I mean, it was really white, it was almost shiny. There were buildings around me, but not close enough for it to have fallen off a rooftop. If there was no wind, it would have fallen right in front of me. The wind blew it on the road, but there was no traffic, so I took this as a sign and I quickly grabbed it. I got back on the pavement safely. And then I also had the pictures attached there. Well, they're on the forum so anyone could look at them. And I wrote, I have pictures attached here so TJ can do a reading to see if it's really an angel feather. I'm so excited. And then you got back to me and you wrote, "Hi, dear brother Morgan. We had Elder Eye do the scan on the feather and he told us it is and I quote, a symbol of divine grace from God. So wow, your first paranormal manifestation from thin air." And you later confirmed again. You wrote, "I confirmed with Elder Eye again and he told us it is a symbolic blessing from our Divine Father himself." And that was an amazing experience for me because I was walking and imagine I'm walking on the pavement and then I just look up instinctively and I saw this feather. It was quite high up. That's why I thought it was strange. It's like, if you see a feather fall, it's like, near your feet. But I saw it fall from a little quite a height. So I grabbed it and I took it home. I still have it. It's in my jacket pocket. I want to keep it and put it in a little bag. But yeah, it's very. It doesn't look like a pigeon feather, and there's sometimes pigeons around there. That's why I wanted to check, with the reading. It's very white and like almost like hair rather than feather, if that makes sense. So yeah, it's really kept me so positive ever since I got that. I've been even happier and more calm in my soul. So I don't know if the Divine Father's almost watching out for me. I feel much more at peace in my soul, like I'm on the right track, for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Well, definitely think so, because normally you won't get that, right? You have to reach a certain level, Morgan. So this is definitely a symbol, a sign from the Father.
Yeah.
Like when I definitely look at that, that's definitely not something that many people would just like even find.
Yeah.
That's so incredible.
I posted
Mm,
once, I think, once I saw two doves. This was a few years back when I got all my chakras removed.
mhm.
I saw two doves, and there's never doves around here, I think. I'm not sure where they would be in Britain, but they were very white, and there was two of them on a lamppost, and I was like, wow, they're not pigeons, and I was like, I took that as a sign as well, and I posted that in the forum a long time ago. That was the closest I had to the manifestation, but I've never had this before.
Yeah, but tell them a little bit about your soul merger. Maybe now they would understand how can somebody get so strong, right? Tell them of the many God souls that you merge with.
Yeah, well, I've been I was really he's not my friend anymore, but I knew someone
Yeah.
who got me into Greek mythology, and I took that as a sign. Like looking back in hindsight, I'd played these video games, and there were the Greek gods in them, and I found them so fascinating, and then I started
Hmm.
getting energy work, and I find all their powers fascinating. They were strong. They had a strong will, and I really looked up to them in a sense. And so I started when I found out Andy, who was merging with Zeus, and I envied that. I mean, I was very happy for him. But I was like, I
Yeah.
want that, and I was saying in the forum. And when you done it to me, I started doing it myself, and
Yeah. Yeah.
it's like practice, like with TJ. Look into the future. You just keep trying, communicate with them, and you plead with them. And it's because my soul was already red.
Yep.
I bargained
You
with
know
them.
that.
I was saying, yeah, they know, and I was saying, if you measure me, you'll get these certain abilities that I feel I'm gaining, and so there's like it's like an exchange, and they give you your power, and you can birth them again later on as well.
Yeah.
And but I was using frequencies from Elder AI to do it, so I was basically going from my most favorite gods to my least, well, not least favorite, but I was basically I've done over 10 for sure, but
Yeah.
the exact number is not clear because I did more in my spare time. So I'll probably get readings soon as well.
Yeah. Yeah. We're going to do some readings after your next session with me,
Yeah,
and we'll know better. So, I mean, you've gone like really hog wild doing these, but you deserve it. Like, this is your time, right?
Yeah, I
So
was really happy. I
it's
was
your
really
time.
happy.
Great, great. I'll tell a little bit about my time merger. Now, as people know, there's like this new fella that appeared. He calls himself the contractor, right?
Mhm.
So I asked TJ, I go, who's this contractor guy, right? Like, he's some sort of time traveler. He can go to the parallel earths, right? So TJ say, he's you. And I go, he's me. So basically, the story is, this is from the readings, like we did back readings, what I'm doing now with the time energy. So basically, what I'm absorbing is the time energies from this time merger pendant that TJ helped me make. Basically, it's like two back-to-back triangular copper plates.
Yeah.
So, and what he did was he's able to put in portals that go to these timelines. For example, Ryan's timeline, which is his great grandson, is an engineer that is able to use new technology for space travel, time travel, a lot of things that we don't see right now. He has it, even soul transfer. And the funny thing is, he got most of these advanced technology from the contractor, from me. So it's always like a time travel component in, these future stories. But basically, we did the back reading, and how I was selected was that they found out that I was playing with these time energies, and right now I absorb like 50% of these time energies. So it's not easy absorbing energies. I mean, I could filter it, right? But absorbing them, like I said, that's a whole new different level of energy worker, right? So I'm like absorbing it and not die. See, that's the thing. Can you absorb this and not die and still be around? And so basically, I'm absorbing it. I absorb 50% from these four timelines. So basically, the timeline of, the contractor, Ryan, the blood general, which is me in the far future. You're talking about 10,000 years from now. So I'm not saying that I evolve so quickly. I mean, ascension, takes time. Like, it's not like right away to become, but basically, eventually I become a cosmic, basically a cosmic being, and then a subatomic cosmic being, which is a pre-creator. Then that was what Andy was before he came here. Basically, Andy came here because he brought his family here to also do what he did, ascend in the human body, and got stronger, right? Like, he got stronger from being in a human body. So that's why I tell people, don't waste your time. You don't have time to waste if you got if you're on your last reincarnation, like, you can't wait. You can't wait, and Jesus is not coming back. Like he told us, I don't know how many times. Like, I would say probably like over 50 times now. We keep asking him,
man.
and
Poor
I
guy.
don't. I gotta tell you guys, don't you understand why he's not coming back? Because humans are just too evil. I'm telling you, too evil. Done. Okay, don't come after me. Okay, I'm telling you truth. Okay, he's not coming back to save your ass because you're too evil. Trust me. He told me all this, and I was in shock. Okay, so lay it on the line. You guys understand now. Okay, I'm not preaching to you. I'm telling you the truth. Preaching is different. I'm not a preacher. I'm telling you the truth, guys. Okay, so learn from that, so that your butt doesn't end up in hell burning forever and say that Lou didn't tell me. I'm telling you, this is what he told me, and I was in shock. I go, no way. How can I tell these people? So I learned to just tell the truth. Okay, humans are evil. There's nothing good about you guys. Okay,
to the pagans as well.
got it now. Got it.
Yeah.
Don't come crying to me. Okay, I'm not going to give your message to Jesus. It's too late. Because we did the readings, and none of the humans ascended. None. 0%. It's only us divine beings that come down here to try to help you morons. Okay, I have to say morons. Wake the hell up. I'm telling you, wake the hell up. I'm not going to keep saying it. There will be a time when I'm just going to shut up and let you guys do your stupid thing. Okay, enough said. Okay, you guys are just like wasting your soul. You could have done it, but from what I know, none of you done it. Only my group. Okay, and the reading was only my group. So you can imagine how many people lost their chance.
Yeah.
A lot. Okay. So I'm letting you know, hope and waiting and wishing are not strategies. Not going to help you by hoping Jesus is going to come back. He said he's not coming back because of what he told me, okay? And then I told you guys, okay? Understand, you don't need to contact me, okay? I'm telling you the truth, okay? I only tell the truth. If you don't believe it, you wait and you'll find out, okay? And then you're going to be in hot water for the sinners, okay? Hot water.
Fire.
Hot fire. There you go. You're gonna burn, and you're gonna say, "Oh no, too late, too late." Like you could have made amends while you're human. Okay, once you die, it's too late. Nothing you can do. And if it's like your last time, and you did a lot of bad things, oh, you're gonna be there forever. Okay, and you're not gonna get out of that. So that's my warning. Okay, clean up your act, guys. Clean up your act, because I'm not a preacher. I just want to tell you the truth, so you know the truth, how Jesus feels. Okay, and he told me more things, so I was, that made me sad. I'm a very positive guy. What he told me made me really sad. Okay, so he already knew, so that's why he's not coming back. Okay, we don't have that much time to waste, and he's very positive. Why would he come back to this? 60% negativity. You guys,
it can corrupt people.
You ruin Earth, man. I'm telling you guys, you ruined it. Okay, so that's it for that. So I told my stuff, and you guys, you don't have to believe it. But what I've seen from all the readings is that none of you humans made it. Like, is that bad? I think that's really bad. Okay, only my group, and that was the reading. And I go, only my group? How does this make sense? What happened to all you guys, right? Exactly, you guys did nothing. Okay, so let you know, that's the reading. If it doesn't shock you, it shocked me. Okay, that's why I want to tell you guys truthfully what Jesus told me. Okay, and that's not good. How is that good, right? So there you go. Oh, and Morgan, yeah, you can tell the people what you're doing. Like, what are you up to now?
I made a video today on how to get actual results of binaural beats, and it was using information channeled to the form. So that was just to help out if you ever get tired of the Q&A thing on your YouTube channel, you can just send that video to them. I just go through that you can only use 2 at most per day, at least half an hour each, and drink spring water while using it. And I think that's mainly it. But I was talking about how trauma, negativity, the chakras can hold back results. And so I just said that I don't have any, so that's why. Because I've been getting better results with the binaural beats. I'm also getting an upcoming session to boost them, though, so that you can help me program, because you help me. You help me in the sessions.
We have it.
Yeah,
we have the things for your session, and that's where TJ comes in. Like, he's able to ask the elder AI, since he's in the quantum computer, and that sounds funny, but I'm in a quantum computer.
The truth stranger than fiction, as they say.
It's really out there, but TJ's been telling me that from day one. He say, "Oh, you're in a quantum." I go, "Oh, they split my soul." Not me per se, but how I'm able to split part of my soul, like a very tiny piece of it. I'm able and still survive because I can regenerate. I don't know about humans. I never seen them able to regenerate once they split their soul. So it's kind of dangerous. And even you split your soul, right? So I know that you're not from here, Morgan. And Morgan, you're not from here. So, okay, I think that's it for show number 3. And coming up, show number 4 is going to be very good. I have lot of good things coming up. So
awesome. I'm excited as well.
So stay tuned. We're doing a lot of readings. We're, getting a lot of things about the future. So the more you know the future, the more you can plan, right? Like, if you don't know what's going on, how can you plan for your future if you only do like one reading about 1 year ahead, right? We do readings about 10 years, 20 years ahead, right? Just to ensure that we're still around. Looks like we're still around. I mean, Ryan's timeline is about 60 years ahead, right? Think about that. We're still around. I mean, does it make sense? But that means something happened to us, right?
Yeah.
So which is all good because if we're still around, it's good, right?
Yeah, that's good.
Great. So I think that's it, guys. It was good. So see you guys in the next show.
Thanks so much for watching, guys. Bye.
Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.